Because you gotta have hope and know that everybody has luggage, everybody has baggage. Love doesn't care about such things. Love comes and helps you unpack that baggage, helps you unpack that luggage, helps you find the reason and purpose in all of that pain. What up, peeps? It's Steve with Legacy, bringing you another video advocating for good mental health, safe, untoxic, and healthy relationships. I believe this is going to hit home for a lot of people because I believe a lot of us at some point or another have been in this situation. First off, peeps, I want you to know that it's okay to be broken. It's okay to be at rock bottom. It's okay to hit it hard. It's okay to be broken. It's okay to be at the bottom of the very, very bottom. And as easy as it is, you don't have to hate yourself when you get there. Usually when we lose big, it has to do with someone breaking our trust. In essence, the person that was with you before hurt you and broke your trust and mangled everything that you knew was good. And you really can't blame yourself all the time. And while it's very important to take responsibility in the part that you played to get where you are, you're allowed to not hate yourself. And you're allowed to advocate for yourself and rebuild. You see, when someone breaks you totally and utterly, it leaves this little dark, mangled piece in your soul. An ugly little place that burns itself in. The burning in of the lessons you learned after being so utterly broken happens for a reason. In part, it can help you from feeling that way again. It'll help you be more vigilant on recognizing red flags and making sure that you stand up for yourself a lot more earlier in the situation than you did before. And this includes friendships. But you've got to get in touch with what that little secret place is, with what that little tormented spot of you is. And it's got edges, and the edges are razor sharp. You might fault yourself for staying too long, for believing that it'll actually work out when it never did. All of those things are not bad things. You just happen to try those things on the wrong person. That's exactly how love should be. It should endure and endure and endure. So somebody stabbed you in the back, cut your throat, did you dirty, sent you down the river, etc. After it's over, there's nothing you can really do at this point. And a lot of people think the same things. You fault yourself for staying too long. You fault yourself for not seeing the red flags. You fault yourself for thinking that someone would change. There's nothing wrong with you because you did that. I don't fault you because you believe that it would work out. I don't fault anyone for believing that because they fought and they fought and they fought and they fought and they still lost, that it doesn't matter. I think that's a beautiful thing that you tried your best to make it work. I think it's a beautiful thing that you saw all of these things and still decided to love. You still chose love. I think that's a beautiful thing, so don't fault yourself for sticking in a situation that should have ended a long time ago. That's how love works. That's the most beautiful part of love. The problem is that you try to give it to someone who don't give a F about that. And some of those people are responsible for the place inside of you with all of those sharp edges. The sharp edges of those hurt places cut others and they bleed. And we all know it's not right to make someone else bleed from the broken parts of ourselves that they had nothing to do with. But because someone else cut your throat and used all of those wonderful aspects that you have to use you as much as they could and then they left, doesn't mean that those things are bad. It can also have unintended consequences for the person that you meet next or the people that you're involved with next. The person that hurt us, they're living their life. They probably don't have a second thought about it. And you're left with this ugly place to have to manage and try to regain and understand trust in the world again. And there's a couple things I know. No matter how much you sacrifice yourself, if you set yourself on fire in front of that person to display your determination and your dedication to what that is, believe me when I tell you, no amount of self-destruction is going to wake them up. No amount of self-loathing or bitterness is going to bring that back to where it was. And it's wrong and it hurts. That trauma void that was created can easily take over your decision-making process. Things born of those emotions are inherently bad. You're suspicious, you're overjealous. You compare the next person and every movement they make to the person that hurt you. That's your attempt at trying your best to see any red flags, but you have to understand that when you're hurt that way, you project much more than you actually see. So when you force that broken, ugly part that someone else created in you onto somebody else that has nothing to do with it, you're still under that person's control and their manipulative dominance. That broken part of you is very good at funneling and feeding negative energy into the worst part of you. Don't be trapped and tricked of the prison that it can create. You have to understand the importance of not weaponizing your emotions or your past experience in a way that's going to hurt other people. And that's so much more easier said than done because you got to have hope and know that everybody has luggage, everybody has baggage. Love doesn't care about such things. Love comes and helps you unpack that baggage, helps you unpack that luggage, helps you find the reason and purpose in all of that pain. But you simply won't get better by destroying others because you can't control that broken part of yourself and how it affects the other people you know. Destroying other people is not the way to gain your self-control and your self-esteem back. That can only hurt you and feed that negative part of you. I think about the story constantly of the grandson and the grandfather sitting together, and the grandfather said, "Son, there's two wolves fighting inside of you. One is good and one is bad." And the kid looks up and said, "I understand, Grandpa, but who wins?" And the grandpa looks down and said, "Whichever wolf you feed." So today I would urge you to understand that that broken part in yourself doesn't have to be who you are. That doesn't have to engulf and consume all the rest of your identity. That broken part of you can be a learned lesson and a way to be more vigilant, but never to be used in a way to hurt other people. Don't weaponize your emotion and past experiences and project them onto the people that are around you now. So take your blinders off, learn from your pain, get counseling if you need to, and understand because somebody gave you a bad vision of love and a bad example of love, that doesn't have to be the truth in it at all. In a bid to protect ourselves, we can miss out on who God sent for us. We can miss out on the beautiful blessings that are bestowed upon us because all we can do is think about the past. Get right with that broken part. Don't let the broken part control you. You control it. Use it for defense in an appropriate way, in a non-toxic, appropriate way. And then you can use that broken part of yourself with that brand new part of yourself that's filled with love, that's filled with the new faith, that's filled with the hope that you thought you lost. They can become friends and they can appreciate each other. Stand up and free yourself and get control of your broken parts so that the edges of those things don't cut other people. Being reckless and self-destructive is not something that they're going to notice. You can destroy yourself right in front of them and they wouldn't even care. Understand, no level of destructive behavior will ever make a person appreciate the sacrifices you gave. All that does is give them more and give you less. And never feel bad for being broken. Everybody gets broken. If I could tell you anything, peeps, that's what I would tell you. That's good advice and good Kool-Aid to sip. You ought to try it. Today, I pray that you have strength. I pray that you have heart. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay home. And you know what I say, peeps. It's always free to be kind.